Are you serious? Are you serious? What? This is exactly what I'm trying to tell you, folks. This is the kind of story you never want to ever read. But a mom who was babysitting at a neighbor's house, when the authorities showed up to evict her, found out while they're in the house getting her stuff out, when they opened the freezer, 2 of this woman's children are frozen on the inside. What? It happened, and it happened in Motown in Detroit, Michigan. Demons are loose, folks. This is a Russ Dizdar story. I think Russ Dizdar needs to go and check out what's going on. There's demon spirits loose in this house. Let's get the whole story. As these frozen bodies of 2 of Michelle Blair's children were found in the deep freezer at her apartment by an eviction crew, the mother of 4 was at another apartment, babysitting for a neighbor. Can you imagine? The neighbor has no idea. After officers arrived at Martin Luther King's apartments, a woman directed, and this took place yesterday, a woman directed police to the home where Michelle Blair was with her 2 other children. Now, when police found her, Blair was talking to someone on the phone and was heard telling someone she was about to be arrested. They're both dead. I did it, she said, according to police, as she was being handcuffed. Blair told police that she is not evil. It was just an evil act. I'm not evil, she said, but it was just an evil act, according to police. Now, Michelle Blair, age 35, has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree child abuse, 1 count of committing first-degree child abuse in the presence of another child. She's expected to be arraigned Thursday. Autopsies have not yet been performed, but the children have been identified as Blair's children, Stoney Blair and Stephen Berry. Now, once the autopsy results come back and further investigation is done, we'll be reevaluating the case. In other words, they'll charge her with capital murder of these 2 children. There's no question. She's already said she did it, and I'm sure that the autopsy would prove this. Blair admitted to police that she killed her son, then her daughter, 4 months later because she believed they had sexually assaulted a child. A person familiar with the investigation said the source said there's nothing to indicate the child had been sexually assaulted. Now, according to the prosecutor's office, the children who were killed are believed to have been ages 13 and 9 at the time of their deaths. If they were alive, Stoney would have been 15 and Stephen would have been 11. So she did this 2 years ago and has had their bodies in the freezer for 2 years. And nobody in the school system, nobody at the Children's Protective Services, nobody noticed, no neighbors, no cousins, nobody noticed these kids were missing. The source said there are signs of physical abuse on Blair's son, who was killed, including puncture marks. The alleged facts in this case present examples of why we must be diligent and involved with our citizens, says the Wayne County prosecutor. And the story just goes on and on. It's just I can't read it. I just can't. Are you serious? Are you serious? So every time I tell you about there's demons loose, people will send me emails. Begley, I'm tired of hearing you talk about your demons and the devil everywhere. Well, this is why I wrote the book Zombie Apocalypse. I wrote the book because demons are loose. You can find my books at my website, but the reason I wrote it is because of cases like this, because of demonic activity, the murder, the madness, the mayhem, the meanness. But it's evil. It's just pure evil. Pray for the other kids she has that are alive. Pray for the whole community that knew her. Pray for the kids she was babysitting. The trauma that must be going through that entire community. Pray for her. Pray for Michelle Blair. She needs a lot of prayer.